What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Alex. I finally got on vacation. Well, not vacation, but I got 2 days off from work. I apologize if my voice is up and down. Please understand it's not the volume that's up and down, it's my voice that's up and down. I chipped my tooth like last night from eating. And when you overeat, it can not only mess up your voice, it can also make it hard for you to eat and drink, and it messes up your face. So yeah, you can see my lips slurred to the left, to the left and to the right, and you'll be like, "Damn, is Alex talking like 50 Cent? Is he talking like Mike Tyson?" I ain't getting to no boxing fight. Sometimes when you get a broken tooth can cause an infection that can make your jaw swell up. So I put some stuff inside my mouth to make the swelling go down, and then later go to the dentist tomorrow so I can get it properly treated with some shots in the mouth that'll make it return back to normal. Because a lot of y'all probably looking at the video like, your face didn't look like this 2 days ago or 3 days ago. And then I gotta tell my dad, and then he gonna get the yelling and the screaming and say, why you didn't tell me the minute it first happened? Because nobody suspects their tooth to crack, and then you take a part of your tooth out. But that's not why you watch this YouTube video. That's my personal problem. That's not your problem. I'm gonna fix it. That's not why you watch my YouTube channel. Today's YouTube video, and I told you I was gonna do 4 videos in this documentary series, and that is Sex Game, Television and Film versus, or should I say Sex Game, TV and Film versus filmmakers and writers. Now, you probably might be scratching your head, why I call this the finale of this 4-video series of documentary that? Because there's this thing that's been going around in Hollywood for the past 15, 16 years. You notice in the past 12 or 13 out of 15 years, a lot of the film directors, the big names in Hollywood, when they do these Hollywood blockbuster movies of Marvel Cinematic Universe and the DC, you notice a lot of the movies, they'd be like 2 or 3 different versions of the same film. Like, I'm going to use the second Avengers film as a prime example. You know, director Joss Whedon did a version of Avengers Age of Ultron that was far different than the one we saw like 10 years ago. Like the one he had wrote, they wanted Ant-Man in the movie, you know, the actor that played Ant-Man. Well, they had already cast him as the character for his own solo films, Ant-Man 1 and 2, and they was gonna actually introduce him into the story. Like Ant-Man was gonna be the one to actually help them bring down the artificial AI that Tony Stark created. And at the time, Marvel did not have the rights to the Ant-Man character, and when they did get the rights, they felt like at the time that character was like a part of Fox, so they couldn't necessarily use him 100% of the time. So the first time they had one director that was going to do the second Avenger film, because first they weren't going to bring back Joss Whedon after he did the first Avenger film. A lot of people don't know the true story to that, because I had heard from a lot of people when I was in film school, he was going to do one Avenger movie, and then there was going to get another director to do the second film, so he wouldn't do 2 films back to back and get overwhelmed. And when they could not get one director wanted Ant-Man in the movie, studio said yes, turned around and said no. Then the second director took Ant-Man out, but then there was another problem. He took Ant-Man out, but then they wanted Captain Marvel in the movie. And at that time, the director didn't want no Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel in the movie, so they got rid of both those directors. And then Joss Whedon came back to direct the second film, and then he tried to either bring Ant-Man back in or try to introduce another character that you would be familiar with later on. And it created problems because he ended up writing 2 different stories, 2 different groups of stories, and then the studios got upset and wanted to go with the version that we saw. And people got mad when we saw the Hulkbuster knock out the Hulk. People didn't like that. People did not like that romance of Black Widow and the Hulk. And a lot of people thought they were playing down Captain America after just making him look very incredibly great in his second film, Winter Soldier. And after that, Joss Whedon never came back to direct the other Avenger films. A lot of times in Hollywood, they interfere in the writing process, the filmmaking process, because the higher ups, the mans in the suits, the executives, the big time corporate executives want to make millions of dollars into billions of dollars. And when you take a name like the Avengers, it's no longer a movie or a comic book. It becomes a brand name of the company. Like you look at the tennis shoes of Michael Jordan tennis shoes. They're name brand tennis shoes. Nikes, those are name brand tennis shoes. You look at name brand tennis shoes. Jordans, they're name brand tennis shoes. Then you look at movie franchises like Jurassic Park. That's a movie franchise with Steven Spielberg. Just imagine what would happen if Steven Spielberg had came in and did the X-Men films. Imagine if George Lucas had done um, the Iron Man films instead of the directors that you know today. So I'll break this into a part one and a part two because there's a rule when my dad comes in the house. Won't really like me filmmaking, so we'll come back. I'll break down part two and explain the screenwriters and the directors.